Peace and blessings, everybody. It is January 19th. Sun in Capricorn, moon in Sag, I believe is moving into Capricorn. And it is the last day of Capricorn season. And so I decided to pull from New Orleans Voodoo Tarot today. And, you know, we did do a New Orleans Oracle the other day. And I have been very resistant into reading on the side of like voodoo and all of those things because the energy is very deep. And, you know, I opened up the little crack of the door and now the floodgates are open. So I decided that, you know, last day of Capricorn season, I am going to give you guys some information that is going to ground you in, I think, where you are in your spiritual practice and connecting you maybe to your ancestors, especially the ones that are connected on the voodoo side, because it is so much history missing from those of us who cannot track our lineage, you know, all the way back because of, you know, slavery and etc. So a lot of information lies in here, and your ancestors and your, you know, your magic and your medicines and all of those things that are your birthright are in that connection with the Loa, with the Gede, with, you know, that side. So I just knew it was going to be deep and it's probably going to be a little lengthy. And so I decided to pull the cards before because I thought that it was going to make it faster. But here we go. So we're going to dive into some things, and I would advise that if you are wondering, like, you know, you got some questions, to book a consultation and reach out to me, and maybe we could figure out some things more one-on-one, because when you're dealing with this side of the spiritual world, it's a lot of variations and it's a lot of variables into which way you would go with, you know, that path or understanding certain spirits or what have you. So it's not one that I could really advise so generally, but here we go. Let's start with Earth. Okay, some things I will read, some things I will kind of, you know, go off of the dome. Let's see, where did we start for Earth? Okay, so Earth signs. You guys started with the Petro spirit, and Petro is fire, hot, right? Azaka Lafembo. And Azaka is a Loa of the harvest, right? And this energy is coming in to talk about the energy of the spiritual fire, of, you know, being a dreamer, and what possibilities that you really need to understand is like in your crop, because you could burn down, you know, this whole acre of land, and that soil now be ready for prime things to be planted into it and to grow. Yeah, so it just talks about your hard work and you being open to like the possibilities of like a better situation, or just more possibilities than where you may be thinking right now. I like this paragraph here. I'm gonna read it. It says, the aspect of Azaka Lafembo shown in this card is that of a dreamer. So he's got his pipe. In the small fire of this pipe, two figures embrace in love to create new possibilities, solutions and yet unformulated and untried. The fire of this Azaka is sex and its ability to inflame the soul, projecting the species into the future against all odds. There's always hope, even in the most desperate of situations, when the women and the men can dream. And so, yeah, it just talks about, it says bridges are burned before the land is reached. So, yeah, it just talks about the need to kind of purge, to kill off, to end things so that something greater can grow. Ashe. Okay. Air. Air, you guys got 3. Okay. And what's interesting is that 2 of the air signs got like a Nana Baruku spirit, right? One in the Petro side, the fire, the hot spirits, and one on the Rada side, which is like the cool water spirits. Okay, so let's start with Gemini. Gemini, you got Nana Baruku Flambeau. So this talks way deeper about the spiritual fire represented in this card, and talks about the balance of the universal, like collective, and the individual, and like finding like harmony in your individuality. Let's see. So it just talks about your personal power and understanding how the energy that you project out causes certain changes. You know what I'm saying? So being conscious of your energy, and also submitting to the ebbs and flow of the universe, right? So yes, Nana Baruku Flambeau is identified with the fire itself, and the spiritual fire pierces the foreheads of the people nearby, and she's also identified with the forest and the herbs. So I basically, yeah, what it's saying is your ability to heal or your ability to hurt, and being conscious of your spiritual fire. And it was in reverse. So I think that it's really talking about Gemini, how it can hurt, how your fire that you spit out can, it says for good or for ill. So, you know, let's find balance in that. Okay, so that's Gemini. Then we have Libra. Libra, you got Nana, basically Nana Baruku in like a pure sense, because she is a water spirit, and she is the grandmother. And then from Nana Baruku came the twins, and that is how we, you know, start a lineage and ancestry and all those things. So Nana Baruku is tied to us honoring and venerating our ancestors at a certain level, and she is the Loa of herbs and medicines. And medicine is a special type of food, and it just talks about medicines as a gift of the earth. So basically I would say that it is saying that you need to tap into your herbalism, and also food, like spirituality, I guess, to a degree. Yeah, but it also says just understand that Nana Baruku is going to come in different names, pronounced different ways. All of it is her speaking to you. And you know what's so interesting is for air signs and for water signs, some of these cards blur over. So I would say Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, take all 3 cards, because for this card I feel energy of Aquarius and I feel energy of Libra. The first one I feel Gemini and kind of Libra. The last one I feel Aquarius. Like, so I would just take all 3 and eat the meat and spit out the bones. Okay, so it just talks about understanding that there is the creator, and, you know, Nana Baruku, the great mother, and then the Marasa, which are the twins. And if you practice Orisha, Marasa are associated with Ibeji. And so they do different things, are not the same, but just to give you some context of the importance. Marasa are the twins that will guide you towards where you will rest, to transition to the next realm upon, you know, you dying and transitioning from the visible world to the invisible world. So there's something there for you as far as working with roots, working with herbs, and gathering your knowledge to gain great power around that. That's how I started. People say, how do you become a priestess? I tapped into the spiritual and magical properties of herbs, So Nana Baruch is saying, connect with me and let's get on these herbs. Ashe. Aquarius, you got good day. I love the good day, the dead, right? This card just emphasizes letting go of any boundaries, any kind of like past hurts, past pains, other people's hurts and pains. It talks about, you know, we have the, let me see if I can pick one up right here. We talk about the glasses here when we have the good day, and it symbolizes being able to see outward into the visible world clearly and with enlightenment, but also to be able to look inward and to see the invisible world and all of those things. So yes, big time to go within, you know, and to acknowledge and accept certain things inside of you that could be great power and that could be great limits, and amplify what needs to be and let go what needs to be. Ashe. So that's air signs. Okay, fire. And I can't make this shit up, y'all. Like, I literally just, I shuffled all these cards, they flew out, and this is where they landed. Fire signs, you have one card. I may be butchering how to pronounce this, but it is a spirit of Ogun. Oh, I didn't show y'all good day. This is good day. The dead. For air signs, Aquarius. Okay, fire. You got Congo spirit. So Congo is going to be a nation. Ogun, basically Ogun the healer. So Ogun of iron, steel, and technology as healer. The fire and the force of Ogun is channeled here to be directed against disease. And it talks about the various forms of disease. Disease that you can cause on the earthly realm, diseases that are caused by curses and, you know, more on the spiritual side of things, and that we can manifest through emotions and pain. And then the third type of illness that is purely of like natural cause and chance. Ogun is coming in to say, I am an energy that is important to tap into for that type of healing. So Ogun is coming to bring the knowledge, the technology, and the skills of the invisible world to treat causes and symptoms of this world. Okay. So this is the card of the determined healer, is what it says. Right? This looks like someone coming to someone's house back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And they would be healed individually. You didn't know what that doctor was doing in there, but it could have been more than outside of the Western construct of tending to a patient or a client. So it talks about like technologies that are sophisticated, because Ogun is about innovation and growth. So it's just talking about learning from the past, but also keeping up with the times, so that whatever it is that you have to heal, you know, like all the tools, the latest tools to use, so you can do more with like, and not have to do as much like intrusive, you know, you don't need a scalpel if you just need a needle for, you know, healing something. Yes. So tap into that. The ability to act as a healer. Fire signs. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. Ashe. Hoo-wee. Okay. And it's so interesting because Ogun is shown here in white. You know, it's not all of that bloody or, you know, that you usually see. So Ogun is the medicine man. That's beautiful. Okay. Water. So water. This was interesting. When I pulled for you, at first I felt like the card was for Pisces starting. Then I felt like it was for Cancer. And I just think that it, like, again, like how air signs was, the energy is ebbing and flowing inside of whatever the message is for your element, that You got to just take everything for what it is and let go of the rest. So Cancer, right? But Pisces, you got Ilegua. And it talks about many Aleguas: a hidden Alegua, Alegua the watcher, Alegua the trickster, and speaking from the cowries, so divination and communication. And this is more from like the Santeria side of the world, so that's a perspective that it's coming from, because we know Eshu, Ilegua, Ilegbara, we know that there are many paths and lineages of how Eshu manifests. So I don't even want to get into that with the people. But this one, Ilegua, from like the Santeria lineage, talks about the head needing to not be lost in the shadows and to always be in the brightness of the sun. So this aspect on this card is a young girl with cowrie shell eyes standing partly behind a door. She is ever the trickster. She will let you in, but there's no telling whether you can get out. And this card is about the door is open to indicate a clear path to success. And just this attribute is about playfulness and to entrust Eshu with if you give proper offering, sacrifice, and things like that. That will be the thing to keep making sure that the messages come through clear. Don't ever try to skip Eshu or Ilegua to make sure that there's no tricksterness going on. That's how you keep it clear. Keep your childlike energy pure. It helps with your ashe. And also just like energy of children can affect whatever you have going on. So that's that. Boop. Scorpio. Now this was pretty clear Scorpio energy to me. It's just the Pisces and the Cancer kind of jump back and forth. But just how it looks very Scorpio-esque, right? You got Masa. And this is Rada, air spirit. So the Masa is really, it is a vessel to carry energy from one thing to another, right? So this card is a female Masa holding a teapot, and the pot has like vapors that come out of it, and it connects the earth to the stars. So it's talking about maybe using that kind of like alchemy to get a message from Papa Legba to like Ezrule. I think it even talks about it in here. It says that the road from Legba to Azaka would need a different medium than the road from Dambala to Ezrule. So, it's just talking about Maza to being that messenger, and to, I guess, understand that it's okay to switch and move between different ways to skin a cat. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that you would ride a bike is not the same way that you will drive a car, but they both are going to get you from point A to point B. So, yeah. And then the last card for Pisces and or Cancer is Santeria, the Orate. So the Orate is a priest, and they, have a lot of skills in the practice. They know the songs, they know the prayers, they know the herbs, they know incantations, they know patakis, they know a lot of things, right? And this is especially on the Lukumi side, like out of Cuba and things like that. They have good skills in bringing, practical things of the everyday life to fruition. Oshun is even spoken of here, and being an Orisha of herbs in her own way to be one motivating, the spirit of this Orate. So Oshun is present here as well. So this picture is like a man pulling the sword out of the head of the Eshu, and that is a depiction just like Excalibur, you know. So baby, basically what they're saying is like the king has been chosen, you know, the chosen one has come in, you know, to show itself. But you have to pull the sword out of the head of Eshu. You have to be the one to take that, you know, step into like the next step of your like character and realize that you're meant to lead. And the Orate is the one that helps the entire thing and leads the entire community to call the spirit down, to heal, to give divine messaging, to do, you know, divine work. So it's a very important job. And it's like an energy that is radiating from within you. Pisces, Cancer-esque. Okay. Whew. This is a 20-minute video, but it had to be said. The other thing that came up was Santero. And this is, you know, a priest. So I think that what it is saying is that either a lot of you guys as ancestors had that. You had a level of priesthood in your lineage, but you don't realize that the priesthood could have been ancestral. The priesthood could have been to a specific trade. The priesthood of drumming, the priesthood of farming, the priesthood of motherhood and birthing, the priesthood of herbs, the priesthood of, you know, family in general, the priesthood of prosperity and finances and the harvest and the whatever, right? And you need to connect back to that because it is the thing that's missing. And a lot of it will save some of your lives, and a lot of it will save some of your families, and a lot of you have work to do for others like me. So I think this is a big reason why I kind of waited to tap into this energy, because it's deep and it's heavy. And I barely scratched the surface on how these energies want to work with you, because these are the energies that were born and bred with us while we were going through the thing in slavery. So while we're connecting back to Orisha and into certain things in a certain way, the Loa and the dead, the spirits of the Gede, and I get emotional, they are the ones that have been here with us throughout, us trying to get back to where we came from. So this passage through these spirits is very deep and very important. And I would say that is a great way to end Capricorn season, baby. Like I said, if you want to go deeper with me, you're going to have to book a consultation, because it is too much to, just do in the comments. It would not do you justice. And then tomorrow, Aquarius season. So I'll see you over there on that side. Have a great day. Peace.